And on the board here, I wrote what we'll do. And so yesterday we checked out textbooks. So do you have a textbook yet for this class? Okay, underneath your desk, both of you, okay, whoever wasn't here, grab a purple textbook. On the inside cover, please write out your first and last name. Will you please make sure you pull it out? And write it in anything besides pencil. Highlighter, marker, pen, I don't care, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to take that book home with you after you give the book number to Ms. Snedeker. You got your thing ready to write your number down? Okay. And leave it at home. Do not bring it back until it's time to check books back in. You have it at home so that when you need to work, you have the book at home, okay? Then when we're at school, if you need a book like an MTSS or something, you can come in here and grab a book. You don't need to bring yours unless you just want to bring yours, okay? If you lose this book or damage it, it's $83.17 to replace the book. So you don't want to leave it in your locker and let it get smashed and the ends dented in and all that kind of stuff, because you'll have to pay for damaging the book, okay? So take it home. Don't leave it in your car or somebody's car. Leave it at home. Use it if you need it, okay? I am Mrs. Rembert. So a couple of you are new. I'm Mrs. Rembert. Sometimes you may hear people call me something else that I answer to, which is Williams, but that's my maiden name. So I'm getting used to this name. I just got married, not this past Sunday, like 2 days ago, but the Sunday before. So I've only been married like 10 days, okay? This is Miss Snedeker, and she is my student teacher from UNI, and she'll be teaching alongside me, and she can do whatever I can do. She knows what I know. When we plan lessons, we plan them together, okay? So that's Miss Snedeker. When the syllabus come back, you'll notice that we're going to actually go ahead and get started, okay? On the syllabus, those of you who have one, we won't leave you guys out who don't have one. Oh, that was nice. At the top, this is English 10A syllabus. I'm Mrs. Rembert. This is room 111, and this is East High School in Waterloo. So these are our standards for proficiency. And that means that basically the Waterloo Community School District, they want us to make sure as teachers that you all, each one of you, are proficient in all of these areas. We will not take time and read all of those standards. Just know that, like on the first standard, it starts out by saying cite strong and thorough textual evidence. On the whiteboard here to my right, you could all take a peek over here. This is where you'll see our success criteria as well as our guides to how we're going to get there. So what I want you to learn. So it starts out with the we will statement. So that's like what we're going to do. The I can statements are how we're going to be able to learn how to do those things. Okay. So at the top it says we will complete an overview of the syllabus. That's this thing. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, if it's any other day during the semester, and it may say we will, and then you'll look at the standard, and it may say something like we will cite strong and thorough textual evidence, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's where these will come from, because that's what the district wants us to make sure that you guys know how to do. Okay, and then where it says I can, that's how we're going to be able to complete whatever we're trying to do at the top. So if we're going to complete an overview of the syllabus, the way we're going to do it is, I can understand the information on the syllabus. That just means we can read it and know what it says. Does that mean that you agree with it just because you read it? No. It just means that you understand it. That's what it says. I can understand it. I can sign off. I can sign that I have received a copy of the syllabus is the next I can statement. So just by on the back page, some of you have already skipped to the back. The back side, the very back page, this is where you will write your name out, sign your name, and put today's date, or whatever day you turn it in. Today is the 27th, I think. Okay. And then it says parent or guardian signature and date, and then the return to teacher by, that blank there, you'll put Friday's date, which is the 30th of August. Okay. Let me pass those out quickly. Here, I'll do some, you do some. I just wanted to have a quick bit. Okay, over there. All right, so we'll look at those. No, this is not the right one. This is not right. syllabus. Give me that, please. Thank you. Toss those, please. We can get you one in a second, guys. So you are going, the return date is, the return date is the 30th of August, okay? So let's go back to the front page, and that's quarter one. Will you start going over quarter one, and I can print out the actual right ones?
All right, so for quarter one, the theme focus that we'll be looking at is the influence of culture. And the essential question is, how does our culture's history define who we are today? Before we go on, what is culture? What does culture mean to you? Just one thing that represents culture to you. Yeah.
Other people's beliefs.
Yeah, other people's beliefs. Those could be religious, those could be familial beliefs. Anything else? One more thing that has to do with culture. Food. Yeah, food. Dishes and cuisine is a huge part of people's culture. So we'll be looking more at culture and how that shapes us.
Anybody not written on theirs yet? Has everybody written on theirs? Your copy? Okay. Have you not? Can I use yours, please?
All right, and the genre focus that we'll be looking at is Native American contemporary texts. Give me just a second. Sorry guys, give me just a second. Jeez. Can I borrow your syllabus? We're looking at the American one. Sorry about that, guys. We were looking at the wrong one. All right, so the English 10A, not the American Lit Quarter 1, is a short story unit, and the theme focus is freedom, compassion, equality, individuality, and power. The literary elements and skills that we'll be focusing on are cause and effect, characterization, text structure analysis, citing implicit and explicit textual evidence, mood, tone, irony, foreshadowing, conflict, suspense, context clues. Trying to move a little quickly, you guys will have a copy of this, you'll be able to reread through it if you need any of that. The writing skills focus will be writing process, technology to publish written drafts. So you guys like your Chromebooks, we'll be using those. Incorporate evidence with MLA into the written draft. And the speaking skills that we'll be focusing on is one speech based on a narrative text, and that's going to happen in quarter one or quarter two. All right, so the text that we'll be looking at are for the greed and compassion theme. We'll be looking at The Monkey's Paw by Jacobs and How Much Land Does a Man Need? For equality, individuality, and the power theme, we'll be looking at Harrison Bergeron and Warriors Don't Cry anthem that will be the novels used. Has anyone read Warriors Don't Cry? Yeah, was it good? Yeah, so if you guys don't, has anyone heard of the first 9 black students to enter an Arkansas school? Yeah, so this is written from one of those first 9 students, and it's a really good book. Yeah, it's really good, so we'll be going over that. All right, possible poetry to be read with the assigned text. These are just possible, we might not get to them all. Greed, I Want to Be Somebody, Legal Alien, The Sacred, Making a Fist, The Waking, Glory, The Weary Blues, and I Dream a World. And then there'll be vocabulary study and assessments and journals, and that's quarter 1. Quarter 2 is your drama unit, and the theme focus will be truth and reality / loyalty versus betrayal. The skills and literary elements that we'll be focusing on are cause and effect, characterization, text structure analysis, citing implicit and explicit textual evidence, mood, tone, irony, foreshadowing, conflict, suspense, context clues, and multimedia. So you can sort of see that extra element there that will be doing more with technology in your writing. The writing skills focus that we'll be doing is the writing process, technology to publish written drafts, and incorporate MLA into written draft like in quarter 1. So for our truth and reality theme, we'll be looking at Tell All the Truth by Dickinson, Conscientious Objector from Millay, Contents of a Dead Man's Pocket, and The Dog That Bit People by Thurber. All right. And for the loyalty and betrayal theme, we'll be looking at Broken Spirit, Loyalty, and Julius Caesar from Shakespeare. Who has read Julius Caesar in here? Yeah. So it's, yeah. The story is fun, the play can be a little bit boring, so Mrs. Rembert tries to teach Julius Caesar in a really fun way. You guys will get to do fun stuff with it because it can be a little slow. So Julius Caesar will be fun, don't worry about it. And then the possible poetry and assigned short story text that we'll be looking at. A Visit to Grandmother, America, the Benators. I am offering this poem, Sonnet 18, Fear, Conscientious Objector, which we talked about from Malay, and ex-basketball player. There will come soft rains, a word is dead, hate, my city, all and also all. And then we'll round out that quarter with vocabulary study and assessments and the final exam as well. Are there any questions of what you guys are going to be reading for each quarter? No, and again, it looks like a lot of this is possible, so we're probably not going to do every single thing on this list. All right, so now we need to talk about the attendance policy. And if Mrs. Rembert was here, she would stop to tell you guys that this is like she goes by this like it's her Bible. She wants you to all really understand her attendance policy because this is what she's going to be using. So, students who are absent from class will need to see either Mrs. Rembert or myself before or after school or during our MTSS period to receive help with missing work. Students should first check the Google Classroom for all work missed. Students will not interrupt normal class time to ask for missing work. So, you guys will get your code for Google Classroom soon. We're not told, probably next Tuesday, we think. But once that happens, you'll have all your work there. But also, let's say you know you're going to have a missed absence. If you look right over there in the back of the room, we have a not very filled out yet calendar where we will put the lesson plans for hopefully the whole month or like around 3 weeks out. So you guys will know what's coming, you'll know what you've missed. We always want you to check there first, and it's pretty bulleted points, so if it doesn't make sense to you, then you're free to ask us to clarify, but that's where we want you to look first. That and Google Classroom will be your first places to find what we're doing for the day. Or if you need to be gone September 15th through the 20th for whatever reason, like vacation, that's where you can find that information. All right. Students with excused absences on the date of return will have 2 days to make up work with 10% off each day that it is late after the second day. Students, okay, we'll do the in-school suspension part in a second. So that means you miss today and you come back tomorrow. That's your day of return. So how many days do you have to get your work completed after that? You have 2 days. And then what will happen after those 2 days have passed if you still return it? 10%. So how many days you have before you can't really turn the assignment back in? 10 extra days. Now, can you turn the assignment back in? Yeah. Can. But it's not going to be worth any points. By the 10th day, it's 0 points. You're allowed to turn it in if you want to, but you're not going to get anything for it. Do weekends count as part of your 10 days? No. Do weekends count? No. They do count. Yeah, because everything's going to be on Google Classroom, you'll be able to do it at home if you need to. And if you don't have internet access, there's the Waterloo Public Library. And if you can't get to the library, you have 2 days before it counts against you to get the work done, and you still have 9 or whatever days it is after the weekend to finish getting the work in. So weekends will count as part of your 10 days. Are there any questions about the late work policies? No? Okay. All right, students who are absent due to in-school suspension will get their work before serving their suspension. And work for in-school suspension will not be granted an extension. So if you come in here and you say that you were in school, so you get it in like a day from now and not have it count against you. Unfortunately, that's a no. You have to get your work before you serve your in school, or it's going to count against you. All right, for the tardy policy. Students will be in the classroom, not outside the door, not opening the door, at the drinking fountain, in the hall talking to friends, etc. when the bell rings. So yes, that means if you are hanging out right there and the door's open and you're still out in the hallway talking to people and the bell rings, you're still considered tardy. If you're in the classroom when the bell rings, the door's shut behind you, then you're here, you're good. But you have to be in the classroom when the bell rings or you are considered tardy. Students who are tardy will lose 2 of 5 daily participation points. Students will receive a 15-minute detention for every tardy received per building policy. So that tells you that you get 5 points every day for participating. And those participation points can be lost just for your tardies and for a variety of other methods that I think Mrs. Member will go over in a bit. Because we're about to start talking about the classroom expectations.
Okay, so I'll take it from there. Heads up, eyes open. Fabiola, head up. All heads open, up. head's open. Don't open your head up, just open your eyes. Okay, so class expectations. The first one is be positive and polite to all in the room to create a collaborative environment where all can learn and feel safe and take risks. Okay, so don't put people down and make them not want to talk in class. Number 2, bring all the things you need on a daily basis. So if you don't need a pencil every day, you don't have to bring a pencil every day. Like, we're going to start our vision boards after we're done with this, so it'll probably be tomorrow that we'll start it. Your vision board is stuff that you'll look forward to in the future, right? Things that you're going to cut out of a magazine or bring from home that you cut out of a magazine or something and put on this sheet of paper that talks about your future, what you're looking forward to. Well, if you already know that you want on your vision board, there's this car called a Tesla. Anybody know what that is? Heard of a Tesla? So a kid in my second hour today told me he wants, his dream car is a Tesla. And I'm probably not going to have a Tesla in my magazine. I might, but I don't know. So if that's the case, you need to do what? Bring a picture of a Tesla. Now, you don't have to do that. You could just put a car, any car, that's, and then let it represent your Tesla. But if you know you got to have a Tesla, you just that picky, you got to have a Tesla, then bring the dang old Tesla from home, because I won't probably have a Tesla in my magazine. So if you say, oh man, I would use this little, Chrysler 300 and put it on there to represent my Tesla, but I really want a Tesla, so I'm gonna bring a picture of a Tesla tomorrow. So tomorrow comes and you didn't bring the picture of the Tesla. Are you prepared for class? You are not. See what I mean? So whatever you need for class, make sure you bring it for class. I didn't require you to have that picture of that Tesla, but you wanted that picture, so then you need to bring it. Okay? The next one says, put effort into all you do and try your best at all times. Okay? So that's all I'm asking for is your best. One person's best is not the same as another person's best. So I need you to try your very best. Okay? Complete all work due by the due date or due time. If we're working on an assignment and it's a 15-20 minute assignment, I don't expect you to take 45 minutes because we're not waiting for you. We're moving right on if it's a 20-minute assignment. Now, if it's unreasonable that I gave you 20 minutes, I really should have gave you 30, then guess what? I'm going to give you 30. I'm not going to just say, sorry, none of y'all done, too bad, we're moving on. No, that won't happen. But if the majority of the people are done and you are, messing around or you just wasn't using your time wisely, then that's what I mean about we won't wait for you. Okay? All right, so the next one, let's look at the next page. I think this is the last page on the back. Number 5. We still got 2 people over here who don't have a syllabus.
I know all this thing.
Oh, okay, sorry. Be on time to class and come to class consistently. Okay, we're expecting you to be here. Okay, so if you have some time that you're missing from class, don't expect to get as great of a grade as you know you're capable of getting. I'm just going to use this as an example. There was one semester I had a kid who, it was second semester, starts in the middle of January, right? Beginning of January. So she came to class the first week of January. I didn't see her again, listen to me, until the first week of March. She did not pass the class. But she came back after the first week of March and she was on it, doing what she was supposed to do for a whole month. Then she stopped again. And she was back on it. She didn't pass the class. I felt really bad for her because was she capable of doing well in the class? Heck yeah. She showed that she was capable when she was there, but if you're not there and you're not doing the work, you can't expect to get the grade that you could get. So I'm expecting you to be consistent about coming to class. That doesn't happen very often, but every now and then there's someone that is their situation. Now everybody is different, everybody got a life, everybody got stuff going on. I am a human being, you can talk to me if you have some issues. I will work with you, but I need you to come as consistently as possible, okay? All right, and the last one? Oh, no, number 6. Participate in class in a variety of methods. So I want you to know that, what's your name, dear? With your head turned away from me, what's your name?
Shaquarian.
Shaquarian. it may seem like Shaquarion because his head was turned that way. It could seem to the average person like he's not paying attention to me. I don't know if he was or not at this moment. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to give me direct eye contact the entire class period if you don't want to. I know that everybody don't like to look at this beautiful face all the time. Y'all jealous because y'all cheeks ain't chubby like mine. But that's okay. Just get over yourself and then, look at me every now and then. But, no, really my point is everybody's not the same. And I know some people, like anybody here a doodler? Like you draw all the time. So sometimes my doodler may, you do too? So my doodler may, be drawing or something or, and it may seem like they're not paying attention, but when I say something that is important, they look up at me. And I don't even have to say, hey, look at me. But they look up at me because they're really paying attention to me, but they're just not giving me eye contact. Everybody's different. So I'm not expecting you to look directly at me all the time. But if you're doing one of these numbers, yeah, you ain't with me. If you're falling asleep, you're just not with me. Miss Williams, having a hard time. Can I go get some water? I can't stay woke. I respect that. Yes, go get a drink of water so you can come back in here and pay attention and get back on with the program. Okay? Now you ain't getting no water every day in here, so don't be asking me to go get no water every day. But you get the point, right? You get what I'm saying here? Good. The last one is food. Food will be consumed outside of the classroom. Yep, it's in all capitals, outside. So there won't be any food in here. Just think if all of us had a snack. Look around the room. This would be a mess if everybody had a snack in here and left even the smallest piece of something. It's packed. So water bottles with water are allowed only. Somebody asked me yesterday, can I have Sprite? I'm not going to come and smell your breath and see if you have Sprite. But I'm going to tell you what my little paper here says. Water bottle with water are allowed. Now, if you come in here and you got a bottle of Sprite, I ain't got no water bottle. You just opening the water bottle up, the pop bottle up, and you go, psh. Everybody in the class look over at you. We know you ain't got no water in there. So I'm going to look at you, and you're going to know that look means put that pop away. Okay? So please do not bring pop in here thinking that I'm going to think it's water when you got it in a pop bottle. Okay? Now, if you sneak some pop in here in a water bottle, I'm not smelling your breath. Classroom, Google Classroom. Everything we do in here, guys, is going to be on Google Classroom. So you can, if you're missing a day or you miss class because you got a band lesson or something like that, it's going to be on Google Classroom. Everything we do, starting Tuesday. Okay? All assignments, notes, and supplemental materials will be uploaded there. A code will be given to you on Tuesday, so you'll be able to go and look at your stuff, whatever you're missing, or what if you want to just, guess what sometimes parents are always like, what did you do in school today? Or what have y'all been doing? You ain't got to talk. You can just give them the code. They can go and look, or you can just pull it up and say, yeah, this is what we've been doing. You can look at it. You're going to be so super satisfied because everything's there. Yeah. Okay. Grading policy, it goes like this, 20, 70, 10. Any work that you do in here, any like classroom work or even homework, any work is 20% of your grade, okay? Your assessments, speeches, written papers, anything like that, quizzes, all that stuff, it's worth 70% of your grade, okay? And then 10% is employability. You can be an A student in here, and if you don't get employability points, you won't pass with an A. You'll pass with a B, maybe a B plus. Okay, so you want to make sure you're doing it. You're like, wait a minute, what's the employability points then? Be on time, be on task, and be prepared. If you can do those three things, which mean a lot within them, then you got 10% of your grade right there. Okay, the other part of that is right there. You follow my rules, I'm a happy teacher, meaning you get all of your 10%. Be on time. Be attentive to the task before you, so don't be off task. Be prepared for class, respect others in their work, and clean up after yourself. If you do that, that's 10%. You could have a 50% in here, but you do those things, all of a sudden you're passing. Okay? So, and I mean that. I stick by this, guys. I'm not one of those people who say something and mean something different. No, I stick by it. I'll be looking at it, it'll be March, and I'll be saying, well, did you I'll be looking at the paper, okay? So that's 100% of your grade. You can look at the grading scale for yourself, 89.5 on down to 0. That's the grading scale, okay? Who has questions right now? Anybody? All right, that is it. What time did we get out of here? 57? Oh, we didn't do the seating chart. That's what I had time for. Your class and next period don't have a seating chart yet.